Wang was the name that we gave him. We gave him a professorship in a college back east someplace, and then put him to work at San Diego laboratories where he worked. Yeah, so all of the German paperclip scientists were given cover identifications and credentials, indicating that they had American credentials and were American scientists.
So how did the United States employ those scientists in New Mexico?
Well, they were assigned to various agencies and then hired under contract by the U.S. government from those agencies to work at government laboratories, and such as Wang was one such scientist that worked in the San Diego laboratories, where there was an atomic warhead storage area even, and he was working in there, and he was a former enemy soldier.
So a lot of these enemy soldiers were also part of the Nazi SS, as I understand.
They were. Most of them were Nazi SS. Yeah, and we were hunting down and killing the Nazi SS members, but we spared the ones that could give us something. Gave them new identifications and took them in.
And incorporated it into the highest levels of security clearances.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about could their ideas and their philosophies, their Nazi philosophies, have spilled over into some of the policy making internally in the U.S. government?
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are there any examples of that, you think? Do you think the National Security Act of 1947 is an example?
Well, that was interesting because when the National Security Act was created, which formed the Central Intelligence Agency, we brought the top-ranking Nazi general in charge of intelligence in Germany right into it as a deputy advisor. General, oh gosh, what was his name?
Galen?
Galen. Reinhard Galen, two-star general Reinhard Galen, Nazi general Reinhard Galen. Yeah. He was effectively directing the new CIA under an American lieutenant colonel that didn't stay very long and then retired. And Galen was always a deputy, though. He never headed the CIA, but he was running the CIA for him. We brought back paperclip scientists from Germany that were working on the Hanabus and took them to White Sands Missile Test Base, where they were working on the same craft they were working on in Germany. And we finished a number of them that were partially constructed and started flying them under test out of White Sands Missile Test Range. There were German paperclip scientists working at White Sands. We knew one working at San Diego laboratories, and Dr. Erich Henry Wang, who was the chief assistant to Schauberger in Germany, was brought to that facility where he was carrying out additional research on the captured vehicles. And Erich Henry Wang was the name that we gave him when we brought him. We gave all the paperclip scientists new names. He was first taken to Wright Field, where he was given a background. Wright Field arranged for him to get a professorship in a university in the East. They gave him some credentials, and from there he was reassigned to San Diego Laboratories, where he was one of the original pioneers in the German disc program out of the University of Munich with Schauberger. And it was at Munich where they kept all their notes in a special Munich scientific shorthand that only Munich graduates could read. He kept his notes at San Diego Laboratories in this shorthand, and when our government thought they had enough information from him and that he was now becoming a liability rather than an asset, he died of a heart attack, sudden heart attack with no history of heart failure. The family was convinced that the heart attack, that it was no accidental heart attack, that it was induced. His son is terrified today of raising his head for fear something will happen to him. The family, when Wang died, the family moved to Phoenix. They live up there now, the rest of the family. His son lives there, but we were able to identify him one time, talked to him once on the telephone. He was scared to death, didn't want to talk to us. The next day, the telephone number had been changed. We have no idea where